Today we have great fortune of the session of His Grace Murali Priya Govind Prabhu. Prabhuji is an initiated disciple of His Holiness Chatuh Swami Maharaj. He has been introduced to Krishna consciousness in 2017. He has since dedicated himself to both deepening his spiritual practice and actively preaching the message of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji is certified Bhakti Sastri and bhakti-yoga graduate, have undergone rigorous study of Srila Prabhupada books. He has successfully completed teachers training courses 1 and 2, TTC 1 and 2 from Mayapur Institute, further equipping him to serve as a skilled teacher and spiritual mentor within the devotee community. Professionally, Prabhuji serves as the program head of the National Telemanas project at Indian Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore, flagship mental health initiative of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. The Telemanas project spans across all 28 states of India, providing critical mental health support infrastructure. Prabhuji is responsible for overseeing the complete program life cycle, right from architecture to development and to implementation, testing and nationwide technical support. Prabhuji holds a BTech degree from JNTU Hyderabad and brings over 25 years of experience in the software and IT industry. He has served key roles at Wipro Systems Inc. and during his engineering entrance, he has secured an impressive state 12th rank, reflecting his academic excellence. Prabhuji based in Bangalore. Prabhuji is active preacher in HSR layout area. He leads multiple preaching initiatives, including HSR layouts around more than 50 devotees are there, and HSR club 25 plus members, and the MCS colony where 20 plus families of retired IS IPS officers are there. In addition, Prabhuji conducts daily online classes on Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam through Zoom, nurturing the devotees of devotional lives of 50 plus devotees, especially from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Under his guidance, 7 devotees have already received the initiation from His Holiness Chatuh Swami Maharaj, and many others are progressing steadily in their spiritual journeys. Prabhuji, his wife, his Madhuri, Her Grace Madhuri Shama Mataji is there. Mataji, welcome you all. And they have 2 children and continue to serve the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with sincerity and compassion. Let's welcome Prabhuji by chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So we'll start with Mangalacharya. Om Ajnanandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dharati Swadahantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahajanam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijanachaриtam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Shri Vishakamitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for today's morning program. Today we are going to discuss Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. These are the 4 verses which are seed verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. These are the 4 verses that are spoken to Brahmadev by Lord Vishnu. So I will try to set the context before we get into the Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. Actually, when Brahmadev was inspired to, perform some austerity, to know about himself and to know his duties, Lord Vishnu has given him darshan. And when Lord Vishnu has given him darshan, in fact, there are so many devotees in the past, or maybe in the Bhagavatam we can see, they could get the darshan of Lord, but Brahmadev is one devotee who got the darshan of Lord, and also he got darshan of full Vaikuntha. So that was the description that was given in Srimad Bhagavatam in second canto, like how he has taken darshan of all Vaikuntha and Vaikuntha Vasis. And then he also has prayed Lord for so many verses. Actually, if you see in the prayers of the Lord Brahma, before he start the secondary creation, the prayers of Lord Brahma, he has asked some questions in the prayers. There are the 4 questions that he has asked. Those questions come in the verse number 26 to 30. Okay, verse number 26 to 30 from Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, 9th chapter. Okay, so we will, in a nutshell, we will see what are these 4 questions, and the whole Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam is going to be the answer for all these 4 questions. So that's why it is very important for us to understand what are these 4 questions. Okay, the first question that Brahma asked is, how did you take mundane form although you are completely spiritual? Because Krishna has taken so many avatars, so many forms. Here the mundane form Brahma is talking about. Although Krishna is spiritual, how he has taken mundane form is, he is talking about Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa is the mundane form of Lord Krishna. So, although you are transcendental, how can this be possible for you? This is the first question he has asked. And the second question he has asked is, how your different energies function? So this is the second question. So the whole universe is maintained by Krishna. So when he is maintaining, he is using his own energies. It may be internal energy or external energy. So how are these energies are going to function? This is the second question Krishna has, Brahma asked Vishnu. And the third question that Brahma asked is, how did we act in relation with your energies? So when Krishna is coming into this material world, he is also performing some pastimes. And not only the performing of actions, and how he is actually expanding himself in these energies, and how he is maintaining this universe. Okay, that is the third question. And the fourth question, and which is most important question that Krishna has asked, Brahma asked, is, how do I be protected from false pride? And this is the most important question one devotee has to ask, because we all have an opportunity to serve in some or other way. When we are serving to the Lord, sometimes it might happen that the service that we are in might bring us pride. So, in the same way, Brahma was also appointed as a servant for Krishna to start the secondary creation. When he is starting the secondary creation, he should not be, getting a false pride, saying that this is all created by me, and without me nothing can happen. So this is the false pride. So he is praying Lord much before he starts his activities, so that the God will show some mercy on him, and then he will be able to execute his duties or the service to the Lord without getting false pride. This is the fourth question that he has asked. So, answering to these questions, the Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam was spoken by Lord Vishnu. And the first Chatuh Shloki was verse number 33. So Krishna is going to answer how he has expanded himself as a material universe, and how he is before the universe, and during the universe, and after the universe. So everything is going to be explained, and how he has taken his mundane form. And the second Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam was talking about different energies of Krishna. This is the question also by Brahma. So he has spoken about the different energies, in which the energies that Krishna is going to speak is about Mahamaya and Yogamaya. So we'll try to understand in detail about what Krishna is trying to tell us from the second verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. And the third verse that Krishna is going to talk in the Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam is the prema, the prayojana tattva of the all devotional services that we are performing. So Lord is within and outside everywhere. Okay, so a pure devotee's vision is to see everywhere Krishna. So that is what is going to be explained, and that is possible only when you advance in spiritual life and when you become a pure devotee. So basically this is the prayojana tattva. And the fourth one that Krishna is going to speak is about best sadhana to attain Lord in bhakti. Okay. So that means fourth verse Krishna is talking about sadhana bhakti. Okay. So before we actually get into Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam, I will I'm not going to add anything from my own. Whatever is mentioned in Prabhupada purports and whatever is mentioned in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explanations, and I am also going to take some examples from Jiva Goswami's Sandarbha, and then I will try to explain in detail about all this Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. You may stop me if the time is over. Okay? So there was a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, about Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So I will try to explain about this verse, what this verse is talking about. Bhagavatera sambandha videya prayojana chatishlokite prakatatara kauricheye lakshanam. The essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, our relationship with the Supreme Lord, our activities in connection, and the goal of life, is manifest in the four verses of Srimad Bhagavatam known as Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. This is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. That means the four verses of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam is going to speak about our relationship with God. And the second thing is, what should we do to attain that relationship with the Lord? That is the sadhana bhakti. And the life goal. What is the life goal? The love of God. The love of God. So this is in a way we can say that this Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam is going to tell us the three tattvas. One is sambandha tattva, and number two abhideya tattva, and number three prayojana tattva. And we will also see the verse number 31. Actually, the sambandha tattva and abhideya tattva and prayojana tattva is explained from 33 to 36. This is the Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. The index of what Krishna is going to speak in this Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam is mentioned in 31 verse. So that's why I just bring 31 verse also before we start Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. Jnanam paramaguhyam me yad vijnana samanvitam sarahasyam tadangam cha gruhana gaditam mayam. So this is basically jnanam. Jnanam means the knowledge about Krishna. So this is very important. Only we can understand our relationship with Krishna when we understand who is Krishna and what knowledge that we need to know about Krishna. So that is explained in the first verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So the complete knowledge about Krishna is explained in the first verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. And Jnanam Parama Guhyam Me. And this Jnana is Parama Guhyam. Okay. And this is not a normal knowledge, it's a confidential knowledge. Yad Vijnana Samanvitam. This is all, he also is speaking about Vijnana. Vijnana is the realized knowledge. And so, very important that we realize what the knowledge that we learn. Okay? And the Vijnana part is spoken in the second verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So that is about the energies of Krishna. In the questions that Brahma has asked, what are your energies? How are your energies are functioning? So this is what is spoken in the second verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So, and the third part of Sarahasyam. Sarahasyam means the secret. And what is the secret? The secret is the love of Krishna. Okay. So the love of Krishna is spoken in the third verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So the first two lines are spoken. The answer for the first two lines in this verse are spoken in the Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam 1 and 2. And the Sarahasyam, the secret of the bhakti, is spoken in the third verse, which is love of God. Okay? And Tadangam. Tadangam means, Angam means limbs. The limbs of the devotional service are mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And the primary limbs, 5 limbs he has explained. And the purpose of the 5 limbs, what is it speaking about? Is about the sadhana bhakti. Okay? So the sadhana bhakti, Tarangam, is explained in the 4th verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. Okay? So basically, if you see, the first 2 verses are about the knowledge and the realized knowledge, which is establishing the relationship, the knowledge about Krishna and the relationship with Krishna is explained. That is the Sambandha Jnana. Okay. And the second, Abhidaya Jnana is spoken in the 4th verse, not in the 3rd verse. Abhidaya Jnana is spoken in the 4th verse. That is about the Angam. Okay, Tadangam. So the devotional service, the sadhana bhakti is spoken in the 4th verse. The prayojana tattva, the prema, is spoken in the 3rd verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not actually chronologically ordered. You may ask the question why Krishna has spoken in a different order instead of speaking Avideya after Sambandha, why he has spoken Prema. So Krishna has answered in the order how the Brahma has asked the questions. Okay. So the Brahma asked in that order and Krishna and Vishnu also answered in the same order. So that was the index of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So let us enter into the Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So let's all hope we understand the concept that is mentioned in the Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. If you can hear attentively, I'll try to bring some points from the purport of Srila Prabhupada, and I will also speak from Jiva Goswami Samdharma and Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's purports. Okay, the first verse is Aham eva evagre Nanyat yat sadasat param Paschadaham yadi tascha Yo avasishyata sospriyam Aham eva samevagre Nanyat yat sadasat param Paschadaham yadi tascha Yo avasishyata soham sospraham Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation, when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature. the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead. And after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. So Vishnu is speaking about 3 points here in this verse. So it looks like very simple, that he is there before creation, he is there during the maintenance of the created world, and he is also there after creation, after the annihilation. Okay? This is what he is telling. Aham evasa evame. The Prabhupada is mentioning clearly about the aham word in the purpose. The aham means I. I is referred to a personal, not to an impersonal. Okay, that means some of the people may think that the supreme eternal truth is impersonal Brahma. But Krishna is telling even the supreme impersonal Brahman is the source for the supreme impersonal Brahman is also I. So Krishna is referring to the personal Lord. He is not referring to the impersonal Brahman. That's what something that we need to understand from the word aham. And he has mentioned the word aham in 3 places here. One refers to Krishna before creation, one refers to Krishna during the maintenance phase, and one aham refers to after annihilation. Okay? So, if this is a fact, we need to understand the eternity of the Supreme Lord. Right? The Krishna is eternal. The Supreme Lord is eternal. So we need to understand the eternity of Supreme Lord. So when it comes to eternity of the Supreme Lord, the cause and effects that are mentioned in this verse are about the material universe. And the causes and efforts, cause and effects are temporary in nature. They are not eternal. So these are temporary. And Krishna is transcendental to these cause and effects. Okay, that's what the eternity of Krishna can be understood. So when you say eternal, Krishna is eternal, Krishna's abode is eternal, Krishna is eternal, Krishna's associates are eternal, and Krishna's pastimes are eternal. It's not that Krishna only eternal. That means the Vaikuntha lokas that we are talking are it may be any Vaikuntha loka, unlimited Vaikuntha lokas are eternal, and the Goloka Vrindavan is also eternal. And his associates, personal associates, are also eternal. It's not that only during Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan we can find Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, and also other Gopas, Gopis, and the cows, and all these are only at the time of Vrindavan pastimes. Those are the associates of Krishna, and they were also eternal. Okay? They were also eternal, and they were there in Goloka Vrindavan. They are present when Krishna is present in the material world to perform some pastimes. Okay? And his pastimes are also eternal. His pastimes continue happening every universe. Okay? In one or other universe. So his pastimes are eternal. So then so Krishna is transcendental, that's what we have seen. So this is the one question that Brahma was asking, that first question. So how you enter this with mundane form, how you have taken mundane form. So far when we talk about the eternity of Krishna, we have only spoken about the spiritual forms of Krishna. Okay? Spiritual forms of Krishna, not the mundane form. So when Krishna has created this material universe, he enters into the material universe as incarnations. That is one way of Krishna entering into the material universe. Of course, he is entering into the material universe, but not taking the mundane form, not material form. That is also a transcendental body that Krishna has. And the form that Brahma is referring to is about the universal form of Krishna. So, the universal form. So, Krishna is telling here, I am this material universe after creation, who exists before even creating this material universe. When Krishna is telling that I am this material universe, That means the whole universe is an expansion of Krishna. The whole universe is a material form of Krishna. The material form of Krishna is the universe. That's what Krishna is referring to. So the elements of Krishna, so the elements of material universe are created by Krishna, and in this material universe, Krishna is entering as Paramatma. This is another form of Krishna that is entering into the material universe. Okay? So we need to understand three things. One, the spiritual form, the eternal form, and the actual form of Krishna, which is Samashundara form, and his expansions like Karodaka Sai Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. Okay, these are all outside the universe, or maybe the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu are within the universe as a Paramatmas, and also his expansions as a avatars, okay, incarnations, and he is talking about the whole material universe, and the whole material universe is also Krishna. That's why in Srimad Bhagavatam in 11th chapter, when Krishna has shown the universal form, and Arjuna has asked, how are you there in the entire universe? Okay, then he has shown the universal form, and in his universal form, he has shown every avatar, every Devi Devata, everybody, all the special human beings we can count as. Everybody is there in Krishna. That means there is nothing without Krishna. There is nothing without Krishna. That is something we need to understand. So that's what Krishna is talking in the first verse. So this answers the first question of Brahmadev. How did you enter into the material universe? And we will understand the second verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. And this requires little more explanation. It may take little more time also. I will try to give with examples of how we can understand this verse. Rutetam yat pratiyete na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidhyādatmano mayam yatha bhaso yata tamaha Rutetham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidhyādatmano mayam yata bhaso yata tamaha Rithe means Krishna here is talking, O Brahma, whenever appears to be of any value, if it is without whenever appears to be any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. So Krishna is talking about illusory energy in this verse. The second question that Brahma asked, I'm just going back to the questions so that we can relate to what Krishna is speaking again and again. So the second question Brahma asked is how your energies are functioning. Okay, this is the second question. And Krishna is talking about here the illusory energy. That means he is talking about the Maya. He is talking about the Maya. So before we understand the meaning of Maya, what Krishna is speaking, and how the Maya is acting in this material world, and on devotees and also on the non-devotees, we will try to understand a little more about this verse. Rityartham yat pratiyate. Pratiyate means what you can perceive. Pratiyate means what you can perceive. Whatever you are perceiving will have a meaning, the artha, the meaning, only if it is in relation with Krishna. Okay? If you can see anything in this material world, if you can realize the relationship of that matter, of that object with Krishna, then that is real. Otherwise it is not real. Okay? That's what Krishna is trying to tell. That means, if at all you can feel the relationship of whatever you are seeing in this material world with Krishna, that means you are under the influence of Yoga Maya. You are under the influence of Yoga Maya. Let's say if you are not finding the relationship with Krishna of whatever you are seeing, if I am seeing a mobile, if I am seeing a laptop, if I am seeing anything, if I don't realize the relationship with Krishna, that means that is Maya. That means we are not under the influence of Yoga Maya, we are under the influence of Mahamaya. Okay? We are under the influence of Mahamaya. We'll try to understand. This is short nuances of what we are going to talk in detail. Okay, we'll try to break this into pieces and we'll try to understand more details. First, we'll try to understand about Mahamaya. In this verse, Krishna is telling, my Maya makes something perceivable and it also makes some things not perceivable. That's why the pratiyate word he used and na pratiyate he used. Pratiyate means perceiving some things and not perceiving something, some object. And how is Maya making us to perceive something and how is Maya making us to not perceive something? We will try to understand. When it comes to Mahamaya case, Mahamaya will make us perceive some things and it will also make us not perceive something. Mahamaya has two different potencies we have to understand. And the first potency that we need to understand is avidya potency and the second is vidya potency. Okay. The Mahamaya has two aspects of the potencies, avidya potency and vidya potency. And how avidya potency will make us perceive things, we will try to understand. So the avidya potency will make us perceive things which are not exist. Okay? How can we understand this? Avidya potency will make us perceive things which are not exist. For example, you are walking in the midnight and you are scared of some things which are really not exist. It may be a snake, or it may be a scorpion, or it may be a ditch. Okay. So while you are walking, although it is really not exist, you will be always thinking, and you will be fearful of, there may be some snake in the darkness, there may be some ditch in the darkness, or maybe there may be some ghost behind us, or something. This happens to all of us, right? This happens, or when you are all alone at home also you will think of it. When you switch off all your lights, you will think of it. So this is the effect of Mahamaya. So you are thinking, even when you go to Vrindavan, you will think that the monkey might come and grab my chashma. Okay? So this is something that we keep thinking constantly because of the influence of Mahamaya. Okay? So I have given the examples in the darkness. Okay? If you don't have the knowledge, then this happens. The not having knowledge is also called as darkness. Okay? The light is called as the knowledge and the darkness is called as the ignorance. When you are in ignorance, we think of this. We will perceive some things which are really not exist. And the second thing that it will make is you will not perceive things which are really exist. You will not perceive things which are really exist. It's like you are walking in the night, you are not seeing, you are not fearful. You are not fearful of anything, but you are more confident because you are walking on the same road every day. even though it is a midnight, you are pretty confident that you will reach safe. There is a possibility that there is a scorpion, there is a snake, or there may be a ditch. Okay. What will happen if you are more confident, but you are not able to see what is really existing? What will happen? You will face an accident. Accidents will happen. And this is also real. This also happens with us. Okay. When you are confidently walking, there can be a ditch. You will dig, and then you can fall into that pit. Okay. These are the two aspects of avidya potency of Mahamaya. Okay. These are the two aspects of avidya potency of Mahamaya. Now we will try to see the vidya potency of Mahamaya. We will try to see the vidya potency of Mahamaya. Vidya potency of Mahamaya will make us perceive things which are exist, and it will make us not perceive things which are not exist. Is it confusing? So the avidya potency is making us to perceive things which are not existing, and which is making us not perceive things which are existing. Confusing. And vidya potency is actually making us to see real. Whatever is there, we will see. Whatever is not there, we don't see. Okay. There is no confusion. That means you have knowledge. Okay. You have a knowledge of everything. So it's like in the daytime, you are walking. You are able to see what is there, and then you are able to confidently walk, and there is no accident. But whatever you are speaking in the avidya potency or vidya potency, it is all about the material knowledge and material ignorance. It's not about the spiritual knowledge, spiritual ignorance. It's about the material knowledge and material ignorance. So the avidya potency and vidya potency of Mahamaya is clear. Can we move to Yogamaya? Yeah. So when it comes to Maya, Maya will make us perceive and not perceive some things which are real and which are not real. It's not only true in case of Mahamaya, it is also true in case of Yogamaya. Whereas the Mahamaya is in relation with the non-devotees or abhaktas, the materialistic people, because it is talking about the material knowledge and it is talking about the material ignorance. When we talk about the spiritual aspects of it, there is no avidya potency or vidya potency for Yogamaya case. Okay. We can't say that in Yogamaya, avidya. That is not something that is relevant for Yogamaya. So in case of Yogamaya, it will also make devotees perceive something, and it will also make devotees not perceive something. We will try to understand this with some examples. So how Yogamaya is acting on devotees? If you see in Vrindavan, Yashoda Mata asked Lord Krishna to open up his mouth and show what is there in his mouth. When he did that, Lord Krishna has shown the whole universe in his mouth, in his belly. He has shown the whole universe. Yashoda Mata has seen this for a moment. When Yashoda Mata has seen this for a moment, she has realized something, that I'm the queen of Vrindavan, because she is seeing herself in the universe that Krishna is showing in his belly. She felt for some time that I'm the queen of Vrindavan, and I'm that, I'm this, like that she thought. And immediately after a few seconds, she thought, Krishna is, something happened to Krishna, and it is not real. Then Krishna, Yashoda Mata started seeing Krishna as, normal, ordinary boy. Okay. That means here, if you see, whatever Yashoda Mata has seen in the mouth of Krishna is real. Yogamaya's effect is like this. Yogamaya made Yashoda Mata to see what is actually there for some time, for a few seconds, and the Yogamaya made Yashoda Mata to forget about it, and Yogamaya made Yashoda Mata to think that it is not real, so that Yashoda Mata can express Vatsalya Prema towards Krishna. Otherwise, Yashoda Mata will see the majestic aspect of Krishna only, and she will not see the sweet aspect of Krishna. Right? Sweet aspect of Krishna. And because Yashoda Mata is in Vatsalya Rasa, and they will be more intimate with Krishna in Vatsalya Rasa only, so they don't like to see the majestic aspect of Krishna. They don't like to see the majestic aspect. But the Yogamaya makes even the devotees who are in the Vatsalya Rasa to see the majestic aspect of Krishna for a fraction of seconds. For a fraction of seconds. So, because Yashoda Mata is a Kevala Bhakta, she is not interested in the majestic aspect of Krishna. Whereas in case of Arjuna, when Arjuna has seen the universal form of Krishna, he has not seen the two-handed form of Krishna. Although Krishna was present as a two-handed form in front of Arjuna, it's not that when Krishna has shown the universal form, Krishna has withdrawn the two-handed form. Krishna was right there in front of Arjuna in the two-handed form, but Arjuna was interested more in seeing the universal form of Krishna. That is the Yogamaya effect. It made Arjuna to not perceive Krishna's two-handed form, Shyama Sundara form, and Yogamaya made Arjuna to perceive only the universal form. That is because the mood of Arjuna. And in the previous case, it was the mood of Yashoda Mata. Okay. That means Arjuna was more interested in the majestic aspect of Krishna initially. Later, when he realized that this majestic aspect is not giving him the pleasure, then he requested Krishna to withdraw the majestic aspect. Then he has requested, then he has shown the Samashvara. That means that is also Yogamaya. He has seen Krishna right in front of him in the two-handed Samashvara form, which is giving him the peace. Okay. Then he was composed and he saw the Samashvara form. So, in this pastime, if you see, based on the mood of the devotee, Yogamaya acts. Yogamaya makes to perceive something real, Yogamaya makes to something not to perceive based on the mood of the devotee. Okay? So in this case, Yogamaya made Yashoda to perceive and not perceive the material universe in Krishna's belly because he wanted to show that Yashoda's love is not restricted by the majestic aspect of Krishna. Okay? Suddenly she started getting attracted to the opulences of Krishna is not what Yashoda Mata is all about. Okay? So that is the influence of yoga. We can take some more examples. Okay? Brahma Vimohana Lila. In Brahma Vimohana Lila also the effect of Yogamaya on Brahmadev. Actually, if you see this, looking at the sweet aspect of Krishna, Brahmadev was bewildered. Right? Brahmadev was bewildered by looking at the sweet aspect of Krishna. That's why he wanted to test. When he wanted to test, he was trying to steal the gopas and calves. Okay. Then Krishna has made 3 sets of gopas and calves. Okay. One, the actual gopas and actual calves. One, the gopas and calves that are stolen by Brahmadev. And another one, the gopas and calves that are there in Vrindavan during the time when Brahmadev has stolen the gopas and calves. Okay? These are the 3 sets that Krishna has explained. So, if you see, Brahmadev was bewildered. Brahmadev has stolen, but when he came back and he saw, he has seen the second set. He has not seen the first set. First set was different. It was disappearing. That was the influence of Yogamaya. Brahmadev could not see first set. First set was the actual gopas and actual calves. And the second set was what he has stolen. Third set was what he has expanded. Right? So because of the mood of Brahmadev, when he wanted to test the majestic aspect of the Krishna, so Krishna has shown the third set. He has not shown the second set, he has not shown the first set. He has shown the third set. In fact, if you see the whole 1 year, Krishna has kept even Balaram in that illusion. Balaram also in that illusion. He does not want to give a chance for Balaram to not enjoy with gopas and the calves for the whole 1 year. If he knows that it is the expansion of Krishna, then his repercussion with gopas and calves will be different. That's why Yogamaya influence on Balaram was also there in Vrindavan. But the Yogamaya made Balaram to realize towards the last 1 day, 2 days of withdrawing all these forms. Right? Because he was surprised, the Vrindavan Vasis, the gopis were showing affection towards their kids, and even the mother cows are showing the affection towards the calves. Just like how they are going to show, they are generally showing the affection towards Krishna. Then Balaram got doubt. Generally, these Vrindavan Vasis are supposed to show that much affection and love towards Krishna, but how are they showing that affection and love towards their own kids and their own cows? That was because it was Krishna. They were not different from Krishna. That was the effect of Yogamaya on the Brahmadev and Balaram and on all Vrindavan Vasis. Okay. So, and he has changed another set, fourth set, which we speak about. Then he has when Brahmadev was almost lost, then he has shown all gopas and the calves as Chaturbuja Narayan form. Okay. He has expanded it. So Krishna can do anything. Krishna can do anything. This, with the help of Yogamaya, he can do all these, pastimes. Then, I'll quickly complete this. The another pastime is about Damodar Leela, the favorite Damodar Leela. Okay. So, with the effect of Yogamaya, Krishna did not allow to bind Yashoda Mata to bind with a rope. Okay. So he has exhibited some Vibhuti Shakti so that Yashoda Mata cannot bind with the rope. But in fact, if you see, Yashoda Mata has already bound him with some waist belt some time back, which was smaller than the rope that she was trying to bind. That is all because of the Vibhuti Shakti that Krishna has performed. So to show the inconceivable nature of Krishna, the Yogamaya acted in that way on Yashoda Mata that she cannot bind. Okay? And to show that the Krishna is brought under the control by the efforts of a pure devotee. This pastime is also exhibited to show that he can be controlled by pure devotee. He can be controlled by pure devotee. So this is all because of the Yogamaya effect. Sometimes whatever real you cannot see, whatever real you can see. With the effect of Yogamaya, the devotees can see. And there is one more pastime that I am not going to talk for the saving time. So Shrukadev and Bahulash, he has expanded the effect of Yogamaya. Even the rishis who were there along with Krishna, who visited the Mithila to visit Shrukadev and Bahulash, even they were not aware that they got expanded two places simultaneously. Okay. So you will see the third shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So third shloka is going to answer the The first question was Sambandha Jnana, right? Sambandha Jnana. So, in Sambandha Jnana, Krishna has spoken about his forms, his universal forms, and how he is acting in the material world with the effect of Mahamaya and Yogamaya on devotees and non-devotees. This is completely about Sambandha Jnana. And now Krishna is going to talk about Prayojana Tattva. Prayojana Tattva. And this is the question of third question by Brahmadev. Okay. Yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chhavacheshtu cheshvasu pravishthanya pravisthani tathateshu nateshvaham. O Brahma, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created and at the same time I am outside everything. So basically Krishna is telling everything is inside and everything is outside. I am there inside and I am there outside. Even the material elements are inside and also outside. How can we understand this? How is it related to prema? Okay. How is it related to prema? But we are saying that third verse is speaking about the prema, prayojana tattva. So first we will try to understand the bhutani. Bhutani means the jivas. Okay. He is talking about the material elements are existing within the jivas and outside the jivas. The body is made up of 5 elements, right? These 5 elements are there within us. Can we perceive it? Can we see it? We can perceive it. The earth element, you can see as outside it is there, but it is there inside also. So that's what Krishna is talking about. All the elements that he has created are there outside the bhutani and inside the bhutani. Okay? In the same way, just like how the material elements are there within the body and outside the body, Krishna also exists within the universe and outside the universe. Everywhere within the universe and everywhere outside the universe. This is the vision of a devotee. Vision of a pure devotee. A pure devotee can perceive Krishna everywhere. In every human being he will see the Paramatma in them. That's why he respects them. He pays obeisances to them. And he will worship them because he will see everything in relation with Krishna. Because he is not under the influence of Mahamaya. So that means the stage where a person can see everything in relation with Krishna and he can perceive Krishna in every way, that stage is prema. That stage is prema stage. Okay? So, for example, how a pure devotee see. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a verse. Stavara Jangama dekhena dekhe tara murti sarvatra haya nija ishta deva spurti. He is talking here. Ramananda Rai was speaking. The Ramananda Rai says to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that sometimes, not sometimes, every time, whenever I am seeing you, I feel like I am seeing Shyama Sundara Rupa of Krishna. I am not seeing you as a sannyasi. I am seeing you as a Shyama Sundara form. Why am I doing like this? Ramananda Rai asks. Because Ramananda Rai is in a prema stage, he can see even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a Lord Krishna. So at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not want to reveal that he is Swayam Krishna. So that's why he told to Chaitanya Ramananda Rai that yes, pure devotees will see everywhere Krishna. Pure devotees will see everywhere Krishna. confidentially, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has revealed his form. Letter to Chaitanya Ramanandra, that he is the Swayam Krishna and Radha. Okay, I think this you must have seen this picture. Okay, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown his Krishna form and his Radha form, Radharani form to Ramanandra. So this is the pure devotee's vision of pure devotee. And even in Brahma Samhita also, Brahmadev said, Premanjana Charuta Bhakti Vilochanena Santah Sadhaiva Hrudayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundharam Achintya Gunaswarupam Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Okay. One must have the vision of love of Krishna to perceive Krishna everywhere. To perceive Krishna everywhere. This is the Prayojana Tattva that Krishna is speaking in the third verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. Okay? And the fourth verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam, this is in relation to the Brahma's question, how can I be protected from the false pride? Okay? So, if you see in the index of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is telling the sadhana bhakti. Basically, why he is speaking sadhana bhakti after the prema bhakti is because he is saying, first he explained prema bhakti. To attain the prema bhakti, what you have to do. Okay? To attain the prema bhakti, what you have to do is explained in the fourth verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. Ye tavadeva jijnasyam tattva jijnasunatmanah anyaya vyatirekabhyam yasyat sarvatra sarvada ye tavadeva jijnasyam tattva jijnasunatmanah anyaya vyatirekabhyam yasyat sarvatra sarvada. A person who is searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, must certainly search for it up to this. Up to this means up to the time you realize Krishna everywhere. In all circumstances, in all space and time, and both directly and indirectly. Okay. Where is sadhana bhakti mentioned here? Okay, we'll try to understand. I'll try to bring some justifications to say that Krishna is speaking about sadhana bhakti in this verse. Okay. He has used some keywords in this verse. One, jijnasa. Okay. So, actually, if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, is the unzipped version of 4 shlokas, seed verses, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. So you may say the 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, 18 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam were zipped within the 4 verses of what Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam which Krishna has spoken here. In the same way, the sadhana bhakti was hidden in this verse. Sadhana bhakti was hidden in this verse. We try to understand. The first thing is sarvadha sarvatra. So one of the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam where sarvadha sarvatra part was spoken is tasmat sarvatmana rajan hari sarvatra sarvadha. Hari sarvatra sarvadha. Srotavyah kirtitavyascha smarthavyo bhagavan grunam. Smarthavyo bhagavan grunam. So, sarvatra sarvadha you should be able to hear and remember about Krishna. Then you will attain Krishna Prema. Okay? So what is this hearing and remembering? Is it part of sadhana bhakti? Yes. So the sarvatra, sarvada word that is referred in this particular verse, the fourth verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam, Krishna is referring to sarvatra, sarvada, perform devotional service. Okay? So then you will attain Krishna Prema. At the stage of Krishna Prema, you will be able to realize Krishna everywhere. That is mentioned in the third verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. Okay? And the next word that is used by Krishna in the fourth verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam is Jijñāsunātmanaha. You have to inquire, asking questions. When is it possible for one to ask questions is when he gets a guru. Right? It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam also that inquire submissively. Only then you will get the knowledge about me. Once you do that, with whom? You have to do with pure devotees. You cannot go and inquire anybody. Right? You have to inquire pure devotee. No matter what you are, if you can accept the process of bhakti, if you can accept the guru and start inquiring, then it is possible that you can get prema. Okay? Okay. So I think mic is not required. I'm loud enough. Okay. So there was a verse coming in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kirata hunandra pulinda pulkashao abhira shumbha yavana kashadaya yanyecha papa yadapashraya shraya shuddhanti tasmai prabhu vishnave namah. So this verse is talking whether you are a Kirata, Punamda, or you are Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Shumbha, Yovana. These are all generally we speak as fallen people, materially fallen, or below Varnashrama. Okay. So all these people, you may be belonging to any of these category, but if you can take a shelter of a pure devotee of a Lord, then due to His mercy and you will be realized, you will be getting the prema. So this is proven that asking question submissively with a pure devotee, then get to know about the Krishna philosophically, then you will be transcending the three modes. That is, transcending the three modes is not the only desire of a devotee. The desire of a devotee is to get love for Krishna. Okay? The mukti is not the only motivation for all of us. We should be able to serve Krishna with love. The serving Krishna is not possible without love. Okay? It is related. It is again interlinked. If you serve, you will get love, and if you have love, you will serve. Okay? So maybe if you serve, your love will increase, and if you have love, you will serve more. Okay? So this is what Krishna has mentioned in the verse, the Jijñāsu word, Jijñāsunātmanaha. Okay? So this is also proving that the sadhana bhakti is attributed in the fourth verse of Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. And another word has used is Anvaya Vyatireka. Favorable, unfavorable. Have you heard of these words? Favorable, unfavorable. So a devotee should accept the favorable for devotional services and reject the unfavorable for devotional services. It's two things. Okay. And also you can say Anvaya means you perform sadhana bhakti, then you will get Krishna prema. Then Vyatireka means if you don't perform Krishna sadhana bhakti, then you don't get Krishna prema. Got it? So direct and indirect, the meaning. So this verse is Akhama sarva kamobhya kamova moksha kama udharati tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desires, without any material desires, or desiring for a liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the Personality of Godhead. Okay. Whatever may be our mood, whether you are desiring for mukti, or you are desiring for material benefits, or you are desiring for name and fame, or whatever may be that you want. If you can worship Krishna is a sadhana bhakti. Okay? If you can worship Krishna, you will attain that. If you want mukti, you will get mukti. If you want name and fame, you will get name and fame. So I'll take one example. Dhruva Maharaj was not respected by Suruchi. Initially, when he was 5 years old, he was not respected by Suruchi when he was approaching to his own father Uttanapada to sit on his lap. And Suruchi has scolded him, chastised him. And he said, go and take another birth as my son, then you will get this eligibility. Okay? Is there any respect in that? No respect. Then he went and he did sadhana for 5 months. And after he does sadhana for 5 months, he could please Lord Vishnu and he could get benedictions. And with that benedictions, he came back to Uttanapada's kingdom. When he came back to Uttanapada's kingdom, not only Uttanapada, Suruchi and Suniti also went together to invite, to welcome Dhruva Maharaj. And when Dhruva Maharaj was seen by Suruchi, actually even before Suniti started speaking with Dhruva Maharaj, Suruchi starts first. Okay? Suruchi was a stepmother and she was not respecting 5 months back. And she started respecting 5 months later, Dhruva Maharaj. And she's saying that I am blessing you so that you can live forever with full health and wealth. Okay? So what was the change in Dhruva Maharaj 5 minutes before and 5 months before and 5 months after? What made Suruchi to respect and to bless Dhruva Maharaj, whom she was cursing earlier? Sadhana bhakti. He performed sadhana for 5 months, which no yogi can perform for life after life. Right? If you become a devotee of Krishna, you will get respect automatically. You don't have to, do effort. You don't have to take any effort to get that. So only thing is you have to perform sadhana. That was the respect that Dhruva Maharaj was getting. Okay. Then Anvaya Vyatireka, another verse that we can refer to. Tapasvino dana parayashashvino manasvino mantra vidha sumangala kshemam na vidhyanti vinaya dharpanam tasmai shubhadra sravase namo namaha. Yeah? Arpanam. Okay. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna again and again, because the great learned sages, the great performers of the charity, the great workers of distinction, the great philosophers and mystics, the great characters of the Vedic hymns, and the great followers of Vedic principles cannot achieve any fruitful result without the dedication of such great qualities to the service of the Lord. If you cannot offer whatever you are performing to Lord Krishna, you don't get Krishna Prema. You don't get Krishna Prema. You may be a great philosopher, you may be a great tapasvi, or you may be a great yogi. If you cannot offer, the process of offering to Krishna is again a part of sadhana bhakti. Okay? So, if you can offer all your activities and the results of your activities to Lord Krishna, then you will get the Krishna Prema. If you are not doing that, even if you are a philosopher, even if you are a great sage, the effort that you are putting in is Shramaeva hi kevalam. Shramaeva hi kevalam. That's what Krishna is talking in the fourth verse. I hope I made you understand the fourth verse as a sadhana bhakti concept. So I'll stress more on the sadhana bhakti once again, that it is very important for the sadhaka bhaktas to not get under the influence of Mahamaya. So we have to be associated with the devotees, just like how we are doing here. Our valuable time we are spending for worshipping Lord, and we are also from the morning, almost from 5 o'clock we are here, 6 o'clock we are here doing japa, arti, and listening. So these are all part of sadhana bhakti. So I wish all of you continue doing the same thing without fail, sarvatra sarvada. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So I'll open for questions and answers. So I need Vyasachari Prabhu's help to answer, and I need your help to ask questions.
Maybe you can speak loud. We have one more mic.
Time is okay?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for the interesting class on Chatuh Shloki. I like this Maya aspect the most. Avidya, Vidya, Avarnatmika, Prakshivatmika, perceiving unreal, perceiving real, not perceiving unreal, not perceiving real. Against Mahamaya and then Yogmaya. It was very interesting. I like that part the most. Prabhuji, one question. You said we should also be able to perceive Krishna in our every situation. During the daytime, what I try is while I'm busy working, I'm completely focused on work. But after that, when I'm in a completely occupied with what sort of day it was. Generally, I think it from Krishna conscious perspective, and I derive some inspirations. But can I also inculcate it during my daytime?
Yeah, it is recommended. It is recommended. See, initial stage of devotion, it might not be possible, but once we start, that's the reason why we are chanting 16 rounds. Okay, 16 rounds of Mahamantra. When you are chanting, you keep on remembering Krishna. Okay, it's not that after 16 rounds completion you will stop thinking about Krishna. For some time it will go. Okay, as you progress in doing this sadhana over a period of time, you will start remembering Krishna every time. Okay, so there are devotees who are in office thinking about Krishna and attending meetings. like Vyasa do. Okay. However, we don't have to be demotivated just because we are not remembering Krishna during office hours. See, the purpose of the work or the material work that you are doing is to please Krishna at the end of the day. Month end you will offer. That's why Krishna mentioned. In last verse we have seen, if you don't offer, you are not in devotion. Okay. So don't worry if you don't remember, but make sure you offer. Okay. So you are in devotion. Did I answer your question, Prabhu?
Very good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have two questions actually. First question is the last verse. How did that answer? How should we protect ourselves from false pride?
Yeah, good question. I missed that part. Once you started the sadhana bhakti, the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya will go out of us. Okay, so we will start purifying ourselves. If you can remember Krishna every time, and if you think that in relation with Krishna you are doing, and you are offering your karma and result of karma to Krishna, then you will never get false pride. Because you are not thinking that you are the doer. The doership mentality will go by being in sadhana bhakti. You are always thinking, why am I chanting Krishna's name every time, every day, sarvatra, sarvada? To say that I am not superior and Krishna is superior. And to say that I am here to please Krishna, not to please myself or not to please anybody else. When you are in that mood all the time, automatically the doership mentality will go. When that happens, then the false pride will never go. So Krishna is giving an answer in the fourth verse that you be in sadhana bhakti so that you will be protected from false pride. Right? Did I answer?
Two questions.
Second question.
Yeah.
So, Balaram is a Vishnu avatar. That's what at least I know. So, I would associate is Yog Maya, Mahamaya is different from Krishna because in every example or everywhere it looks like it works with Krishna. So, who is actually Yog Maya?
Yeah. So the electricity is same. Okay, if you give the electricity to the heater, what will it do? It will give heatness. Okay. Whereas if you give to cooler AC, it will cool us. The energy is same. Okay. So when it acts on the devotees, it will make devotee to remember Krishna. Although devotee is not realizing that Krishna is the Supreme Lord in the Vrindavan. Okay. They may not be realizing Krishna is the Supreme Lord, but they are acting as Krishna as a center. Okay. So Balaram is Lord, for sure. Balaram is not different from Krishna, and he is an extension of Krishna. But when Krishna wanted to perform some pastimes, he wanted to keep Balaram also under the influence of Yogamaya. With the help of Yogamaya only Krishna performs pastimes. With the help of Krishna, Yogamaya only Krishna performs. If you see, Krishna exhibits his energies different times, different ways. Say for example, Krishna wanted to kill Putana. He exhibited his energy on his lips. Right? So Krishna killed with the lips. Right? When he wanted to kill Trinavarta, so his energy is in the hands. And when he wanted to kill Saktasura, his energy was exhibited on the toe. Okay. So when he wanted to show Vishwarupa to Mother Yashoda, he exhibited his energy everywhere, where there is no demon. Okay. When there was a demon, he has exhibited energy little. Okay. When there was no demon and when he wanted to show the whole universe, he exhibited at that. So that way, it's Krishna's will, like how he wanted to exhibit his energies. But yes, on devotees also he exhibits to make sure that Balaram also relishes Vrindavan pastimes. Okay. Otherwise, what will happen if he is not in Yogamaya control or Yogamaya effect for that moment? He will think then also Krishna, and he will not act like how he is acting with Govas.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for such a wonderful lecture on Chatuh Shloki Bhagavatam. I think it very nicely explained. I also have two questions. First one is, we say everything related to Krishna is transcendental. His pastimes, his forms, everything. So why this Vishwarupa is called mundane form of Krishna?
See, the material world is an expansion of Krishna. Okay? I would say that. Okay? The material elements, because the mundane form is temporary. For some time, it is perceivable. For sometimes, it is not perceivable. It may be permanent, but for us, it looks like temporary. It is perceivable for some time. It is not perceivable sometimes. So it is called mundane form. Okay. Whereas in case of Supreme Lord, he is always there. Even the material world also is always there. The material elements are something that we can see with our naked eyes. So the Supreme Lord we cannot see with our naked eyes. So whatever you cannot see with your naked eyes is spiritual. Whatever you can see with your naked eyes is material. That's why Krishna explained it in the material form as a material universe. I would say, when material universe Krishna wanted to create, he created from the Karanodaya Sai Vishnu. Okay? Karanodaya Sai Vishnu is beyond this universe. Okay. He has not created only one universe, he has created many such universes. So for all such universes, Karanodaya Sai Vishnu is one Paramatma. Right? And to give the life to the material body or the object that he has created, which is material universe, he entered as a Paramatma into the material universe. Not as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Okay, so Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is a Paramatma for that material universe. Just like how your body is a material and the soul is a spiritual. And the soul entered into this body so that the body gets consciousness. In the same way, Bhagavan entered into the material nature, which is as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, to give the life. So without Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, the whole universe is dead. That's why we call it as mundane. Okay? Any answer? Probably if you want to add, you can.
So Prabhuji, in that context, the avatars that come, they are permanent, or how do we see that they are also coming and going?
Yeah. So these avatars are permanent. These are not temporary. So we are temporary. We take this body and we leave this body and we take another body and we leave that body also. But every body that we have is a temporary body. Okay? But whereas when avatara comes, it's not that avatara is coming from, see, the Mayavadi's philosophy is that the avatars are coming from the impersonal Brahman, and once they execute the pastimes, then they will go back to impersonal Brahman. That's a false. Actually, every avatar has his own Vaikuntha Loka in the spiritual world. Okay. When we say the eternity of the Lord, when we say the Dhamma is also eternal, it's not that only Krishna is eternal, his Dhamma is also eternal, his associates also are eternal. That means the avatars that are coming when we talk, those avatars are spiritual and they are eternal. That means they were there even before they come to this material universe, as they were there in their respective Vaikuntha Lokas. Okay? And they enter into the material world, and once they execute their pastimes, they will go back to their Vaikuntha Lokas. Okay? Just like sun example. Okay? Sun in the morning you can see, throughout the day we can see, but whereas in the night we cannot see. somebody else will see. So some other universe will see the pastimes of Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, like that. Okay?
Yeah, understood. Actually, I have just one more question.
Very okay.
This we say that Yogmaya acted on Balrama,
Hmm.
right? So does Yogmaya also act on Srimati Radharani, or she is beyond that influence?
She herself is Yogamaya. I am not qualified to answer that. Yeah, I would say when she was in Vrindavan, yes. Otherwise, she will not scold Krishna. Right? She will not chastise Krishna. And Krishna's pastimes cannot be possible. Yes, that is also the Yogamaya's influence, we can say.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for explaining core and maybe complex topic in such an interesting way. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, Bhakti Yoga is about Gyan Yoga. That is what
Yes.
I understand. However, in 2.936 verse, we understood that Jigyasu, asking questions submissively, sometimes it may be perceived as a
Jnani.
Gyan Yoga. So, as a devotee, what can I do to say that, okay, this is not Gyan, it is curiosity. So, what can I do?
Sagravati. Okay, see, if you are asking questions so that you can gain more knowledge, and with that knowledge, if you can serve Lord, then that is Bhakti Yoga. Okay, and you are asking questions to get more knowledge, and with that knowledge, you can defeat anybody. That is Jnani's principle. Okay, so the purpose of asking questions is to serve Lord. So then, even if you are asking questions to gain knowledge, you will not be Jnani anymore. You are still in a devotional service. You are in a Bhakti Yoga.
Yes, Prabhu. That is from individual's perspective. But maybe when I put across, how can I convince senior devotee or pure devotee? Because question, it may happen that my question may be taken as Gyan. So what can I do just to...
We don't have to worry about how others are thinking while we are asking a question. Yeah, with humble nature, if you ask a question, obviously, I don't think so. Yeah, Sacha Prabhu will take it in that way.
So if I can just add one point to each question,
Yeah.
beginning from Mudita Mataji. So very nice question, Mataji. You are confusing Gyan with intellectual. You are saying that, okay, if I am asking a question intellectually, then how do I differentiate between Gyan versus Bhakti? And the speaker should not think that, oh, you are trying to apply your intellect and trying to understand. So once I heard from senior devotees, Prabhuji very rightly answered that if the question answer is to make us become a better devotee, then it is not Gyan Yoga. One very simple way we can understand this is that the Gyanis, they do neti. What they are trying to do is, they are trying to cultivate knowledge to figure out who is the Supreme, or to figure out what is the higher principle. So Gyanis, they try to cultivate knowledge to understand what is the conclusion, or to find the conclusion. That's what they are trying to do. By their own intelligence, by cultivating Gyan, they are trying to find the conclusion. When we are asking question answers, or when we are reading Shastras, we are supposed to read every day Bhagavatam, every day Bhagavad Gita, so we are cultivating knowledge. But that is not to find the conclusion, that is to understand more about the conclusion, that is to surrender to the conclusion. Right? So we are not reading or hearing or cultivating knowledge or asking question answers to reach to a conclusion. That has been given to us by Parampara. That has been given to us by
But the question is, how can she convince that she is asking questions so that she can surrender?
That is sincerity. So you are asking, so that is how we should ask question. We should ask question to increase our surrender to Krishna. But this point you understood now, that we are cultivating knowledge not to find the conclusion. Therefore these are called as Bhakti Shastras. So we are trying to get knowledge to know more about that conclusion, to get our more conviction, realization about that conclusion. And Mataji, you were asking about Yoga Maya. So of course Prabhuji answered very nicely all the points, but I'll just add one thing. So both are energies of Krishna only, and Prabhuji gave this wonderful example of refrigerator versus heater which and Yoga Maya is Subhadra actually. Subhadra Maya who we have in the altar is Yoga Maya. Right? So as Prabhu said, under Yogamaya only all these pastimes happen. So it is said, Parashe Vivideva Shriyate Swabhaviki Jnana Balikriyacha. So with lot of energies, Krishna is doing these things. I just add to Swara Prabhu's point, again you had very nicely answered about seeing Krishna, as we become more and more mature, we are able to see Krishna. So I heard one very nice acronym regarding this. So first of all, when we say remembering Krishna, what does it mean? It may mean reading, hearing, it may mean remembering form of Krishna, Guna, Rupa, Leela, Nam, Dham. Right? Remembering all of that is remembering Krishna. But actually in office we should not do that. Trying to remember Guna, Rupa, Leela, Nam, Dham explicitly will come at the cost of what you are supposed to do. So when Arjuna is fighting, he is in fighting, a Kshatriya requires a lot of passion, and he requires to shout and scream and fight. That time it's not that explicitly he is thinking of Guna, Rupa, Leela, Nam, Dham of Krishna. So actually we should not do when we are working for those 8 to 10 hours. However, still we can remember Krishna 24/7. What does that mean? As we rightly said, that if we in the morning, if we are remembering Krishna, that will permeate our entire day. How? In time, T-I-M-E, with time. So T means temple. So first we try to see Krishna in temple. Over time we try to see Krishna in individuals. So we have individuals in office also. So we will be able to see Krishna in them. And M, material natures. So even in an office we are dealing with material nature, we will be able to see Krishna there. And E, events. So in office something may happen. A boss may scold me, or friend may say something. We are able to interpret it in Krishna conscious way. So that's also seeing Krishna. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Anybody? I think we'll take this as last question and we'll have announcements after.
Prabhuji, everything is coming from Krishna. Avatars also coming from Krishna. Then why should we worship Krishna or avatars of Krishna? Why should separate worship for avatar of Krishna? It's different avatars which we have.
See, avatars are not different from Krishna. Okay, there is no difference you worship Krishna or any avatar. It all depends on your mood. Okay, if you love Rama more, or if you are connected with Rama more than Krishna, then you can worship Rama. If you get that bhava, okay, with any other avatars, you can worship avatars also. There is no difference between worshipping Krishna and any avatar, as far as I understand. Okay, but it is the importance is that you getting connection, okay, with the Lord. If you are getting bhava, if you think about Rama more, then it is better you worship Rama. There is no point of worshipping some avatar without any bhava. Okay. So, but it was said that if you are more attached to Rama, you will, if you are eligible for liberation, you will go back to Rama's Vaikuntha. Okay. But all are eternal Vaikunthas.
Then why different? Like Krishna is in Goloka, all others are in different Vaikuntha. So if they are same, then they should be at same place.
Space problem. You can't account it all at one place. Yeah, you are attached to Rama, you go and see Krishna, how will you get feeling? Okay, you have to serve that Lord. You have to serve that form. So that form has its own Vaikuntha, where you can go and serve with your whole heart. Okay? That's Chatuh. Please answer.
I'll just add one point here. And probably we'll end with this, so maybe Shri will have some announcements to make. So, Prabhuji answered that question. It's not a space problem as such. There was some more humorous side of it. But see, ultimately, as he very rightly said, mood. So imagine Narendra Modi is in his Prime Minister's office. And Narendra Modi is at his home. Okay? And you are going to meet him in connection with his chacha's brother, some topic you have to discuss. So will you go to Prime Minister's office to meet him for that, or will you go to his home? Mood, correct? Similarly, Krishna, whenever he comes as different incarnations, and therefore Prabhupada specifically in ISKCON, he said we should worship Krishna, Sitaram Lakshman and Narasimhadev. Because these two incarnations of Krishna as Ram and Narasimhadev have a special mood of reciprocating with devotees. And when we are cultivating our Krishna consciousness, we want to approach Krishna in that mood wherein he is even more favorably and even more mercifully disposed towards reciprocating with devotees. Like Narsimha came to protect Prahlad Maharaj. Now when we approach Narsimha to protect us, he will be so happy, yes, because he is sitting in that office with that mood. You see? So that mood thing was very relevant. And secondly, now, okay, so now and that point was also important, that if somebody connects with Lord Ram, that means his Swarupa, just Hanumanji, right? Hanumanji seeing Krishna in Mahabharata when he got down from the flag. He knows, Hanumanji knows Krishna is the Supreme Lord and he is my Lord Ram only. But he said, can you please show me that Ram form, because he is more attached to Ram form. So therefore we understand that they are exactly the same, just that different devotees have a different constitutional relationship with the Lord in different form. Those who want to see Lord as somebody who is a Kshatriya and who fights, they would want to see the same Lord as Lord Ram. Those who want to see Lord who plays flute. The second point. Third point is still from an objective perspective, Krishna is the source of these incarnations. And therefore, when we by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada, when we have got the access to Krishna, we have to understand that yes, all of this is perfect. Going to Vaikuntha Lok is also perfection, but we have got access to the perfection of perfection of perfection, though there is no difference, but still, just like Hanumanji is in Dasyaras, Radharani and all the gopis are in Madhurya. Now, can we say that that is more than this? Yes and no. Yes, from an objective perspective and from a qualitative analysis perspective. But no, because it does not mean Hanumanji is lacking something. Let's say there is a small glass and there is a big glass. When small glass is full with water, it is full. And when big glass is full with water, it is full. Both are full, yet bigger glass is bigger. Right? So, Achintya Veda also. Does that answer?
Yeah, actually one person cannot, as Prabhu said, one person cannot show two different moods in one place. Okay, so a person in office is different from person in home. Okay, Krishna is person at home. All other avatars are persons at office. Because at home we can play with kids. Okay, but at office not possible. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class on the Krishna answers. By chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Some announcements. On coming 7th June, next Saturday, coming Saturday, on the occasion of Nirjala Ekadasi, we are organizing Okay, on 8th June, Sunday, we will not have the class here because of Panyati Utsav organized by Seshatapun Temple. So maybe whoever not been registered, today is the last date for registration. And so we will be having on 7th June